Hello, everybody, and welcome into Off the Boards. I am your host, Josh. That is Ryan in the corner there. I'll be honest, don't really know where Ethan is. I feel like he's gonna show up here within like 5-10 minutes. We'll see. We'll run with it. If he shows up, he shows up. If he doesn't, he doesn't. So it's been an interesting week in hockey. We finally got the Eichel trade out of the way, which is nice because now we don't have to hear people talk about, is Eichel gonna go? Is Eichel gonna get the surgery? Now we know Eichel is free to get the surgery he wanted to do now that he is in Vegas. And he's
going for surgery on Friday.
He is slated supposedly to be back for the playoffs if Vegas makes it.
Yep. Assuming all goes with surgery, which he's slated, I believe, in for Friday.
That's excellent. I'm glad that he's getting this done now, and he's going to be able to get back out onto the ice as soon as possible. Yep. So, Ryan.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Well, we're talking about Eichel. Let's talk about Eichel. It's the trade. Jack Eichel has gone to the Vegas Golden Knights. Sabres sent over Jack Eichel and a conditional third-round pick. Again, to the conditions in here in a second. And Vegas sent Buffalo, Alex Tuch, Peyton Krebs, a conditional first, and a conditional second. The conditions on all of the picks are the first-round pick is a top 10 protected pick. So if it is a top 10 pick in 2022, it will become a 2023 first-round pick, regardless of where it is. If that condition is met, the second-round pick that Buffalo gets from Vegas, it would be a 2023 if the condition is not met. If it is met, it gets pushed to 2024. Same with the 2023 third-round pick that Vegas gets from Buffalo. If Vegas has a top 10 pick in 2022 for first round, the third-round pick becomes a 2024. So if it's top 10 pick this year for Vegas, everything gets moved back a year. That's the general.
Fair enough. I mean, what do you think of the trade? Do you think they overpaid, underpaid?
I would say this is about what we expected. Alex Tuch, good young defenseman. Buffalo's... Is he a forward?
Yeah.
You're 100% sure? Yes, he is. Alex Tuch's a great young forward.
Thank you.
Really helps out this Buffalo lineup. Just looking at Buffalo's lineup the next few years, there isn't much in the next few years. Alex Tuch is long-term. Rasmus Dahlin they have for another 3 years when he's an RFA. And Jeff Skinner they have till the end of time. Other than that, everybody expires in the next 2 years, save for Middlestat and Yukihara, who are last as long as Dahlin, who ended 2025.
You know, you say that like Buffalo is going to do something with the cap space that they're going to have here. They're not going to do anything, and they're going to stay bad, and they're just like, it's like, I mean, Buffalo is coming back down to earth, which we assumed was going to happen. They've now lost, I think, 3 of 4. So it was bound to happen. Buffalo wasn't going to continue playing at the pace that they were playing. I thought maybe it would go a little bit longer, but I'm also an agent of chaos, so take that as you will.
They're now 5-5-2 and are on a 5-game losing streak, actually.
Oh, wow. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming down quick. Peyton Krebs, though, another great prospect for Buffalo.
Another great forward prospect.
Yeah. Yep. He will be a good center, left wing. He plays either.
Yeah.
For the future. I mean, in terms of prospects, their forward core is definitely where they're lacking. I mean, they've got now Alex Tuch and Peyton Krebs.
Yep.
Other than that, Jack Quinn should be good. He was the first-round pick this year or last year.
I think it was last year. He wasn't. I don't think he was drafted this year. I'm pretty sure it was last.
Yeah, 8th overall in 2020. Other than that, not a ton. However, their defensive prospects, that's where they shine a little more. Of course, Owen Power, first overall this year. Rasmus Dahlin, first overall a few years ago. I mean, they've got a few other guys. Hag, Will Butcher, Jacob Bryson, all young guys. Goaltending, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's their top prospect in goaltending. Is really one of their only prospects there.
Yeah.
Like, the cupboards are a bit bare for a team that's going into a rebuild, but I would not be surprised to see quite a few of these guys getting moved. Gosh, your camera just went out.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
A lot of shit just happened. Keep going.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, they have a ton of guys expiring this year. I would not be surprised to be seeing guys like Colin Miller being traded at the deadline. Victor Olsen will stay around. I imagine he's one of their better forward prospects now. Talking about it, Cody Eakin could be gone at the deadline. Vinny Hinstroza, they might sign. They might keep. They might trade. It's up to them. Dylan Cousins, another great forward prospect. I forgot about. I didn't realize he had made the team already.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are a few guys here, but for the most part, they need some more stuff.
They need way more. It's Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
on the bright side. I don't think they'll be too concerned with Jeff Skinner's contract until we get to the end of it here. So they've got time to deal with that. In terms of Vegas,
they're not going to be good.
Go ahead.
I was just saying they're not going to be good. So
eventually, it'll have to work out. I mean, their new coach seems to be working out. It works a little better for their lineup. Yeah. I mean, they still have Yogi Haru both injured. Oh, is that Ethan?
Did someone just join the call? I didn't hear anything. Oh yeah, he is.
Oh, hello, Ethan.
No, you guys are gone. Hello, Ethan.
All right. Yeah, Ethan. We've kind of started without you, but catch up quick. We're just talking about the Jack Eichel trade.
Oh, right on.
Something just happened to Ryan's window.
Okay. I'm assuming they can still hear me. Oh, there I am.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry for the bit of a drink setup, guys, but
What do you expect?
What can you do?
I'm the producer. What do you want from me?
Producer Josh is still training.
Still training. I never got the training to begin with, though.
Yeah, he's figuring it out. Looking on the Vegas side of this trade, though, unfortunately they gave up a first-round pick. Fortunately, they gave up a second-round pick. They also gave up a couple good young players in Krebs and Tuck. However, their first line is now Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, and Max Pacioretty, and will be for at least 2 more years. So that is now one of the scariest first lines in the NHL.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there. Well, Eichel's got to come back. The thing is, we
depending on Jack Eichel.
We assume that when Eichel comes back, he's going to be the same player he was when he left. But there is a chance, complications, surgery issues, that it could change his career in some way. So we all hope that doesn't happen.
And he comes back as good as he was, if not better. Now that he's playing with some legitimate line mates.
Oh yeah.
Mark Stone, one of the best defensive players in the league. Max Pacioretty, one of the best goal scorers in the league. Jack Eichel could potentially be one of the best young forwards in this league. By all accounts, he should be. I mean, for the most part, I would compare his skill and talent to that of Austin Matthews, though maybe a little bit less developed.
I'd say Matthews is a better shooter than Eichel, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's slightly different, but that same level of play, I'd say.
Talent,
different skill sets.
No, absolutely, but talent-wise, it's still just that. Yeah.
I mean, they still have some good things lined up for the future. William Carson's long term. Jonathan Marchessault's long term is midterm. Petrangelo's long term. Shea Theodore is here for another 4 years. Martinez is here for another 3. Robin Lehner's locked up for another 4. Zach Whitecloud's locked up long term. They have good players. Unfortunately, because of bringing in Jack Eichel, somebody has to get traded. You can't keep everybody. They're currently, I think, $10 million over the salary cap. But that's fine because it's all LTIR'd. It will be into the playoffs this year, so you get somebody through the summer you just have to get rid of. I don't know who that player is. I don't know if you guys have any ideas of who it might be, but...
Who
say? Somebody has to get traded from Vegas. They can't keep everybody. They're $10 million over the cap. They have 7 RFAs to sign this summer.
How are they actively $10 million over the cap? Eichel's on LTIR.
Yeah. Eichel, Mark Stone, and Max Pacioretty are all LTIR'd currently. So they're all out long term. Yeah. So
probably
it will be a great line when they come back. But
Vegas in shambles?
Yeah, well, they have literally Vegas is in shambles right now. Like they may have just pulled this trade off, but as we look, they're sitting at the bottom of their division. They're the worst team in the West right now, I think. Well, they're getting there. Sorry, they're not the worst team in the West. The Coyotes and Blackhawks.
Not even close. They are third worst in their division. Canucks and Kraken are behind them still. Kraken have 9 points.
The heck? Do I have the wrong screenshot up on screen then?
I'm gonna say you
I do. What the?
Because they also have the Stars have a worse record, the Avalanche have a worse record, Blackhawks, the Coyotes all have worse records.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. I'm just trying to let everybody know like this is where we're at. Avalanche actually underperforming there. I'm just noticing them. 9 points through 10 games, 2-game losing streak here.
Oh my God! Look! Josh is doing stuff on the fly, and we're back. Yeah, so as you can see, Vegas isn't the worst team in their division. They're actually pulling things together. Josh is just a big old dum-dum.
I mean, they're on 1-game losing streak, but that's 1 game. So yeah, all in all, I think this is a positive trade for both teams. Like, I don't think there was any situation where Buffalo would get an all-star payment for Jack Eichel. It's just too much money, too much risk, too much, and asking too much, right?
Well, yes, I do. Like, I feel like there was a world where that could have happened and should have happened, and it's called trade the damn guy 5 or 6 months ago. Like, if you wanted a better haul, they should have traded him before it even got to this situation. They shouldn't have let it get to the regular season. Let Eichel get the surgery over the summer, and then you get so much extra value to trade him away because then teams understand that they don't have to wait all year to have him line up.
Personally, I think best case scenario would have been Buffalo lets him get the surgery and let him continue being your captain and all-star player.
Yeah, but they're too scared because they're like, oh, what if he comes back and he's not good and then we can't get anything for him? And it's like,
Fine, don't get anything for him in the meantime. Fortunately, they did get something. They've gotten something for him.
Problem is they get stuff from Vegas, and Vegas is a good hockey team.
Yeah. So that first-round pick that they get will most likely be a late first. They'll be looking 28th, 29th overall. Not ideal. So yeah, curious to see how that works out for them. What do you guys, Ethan? What are your thoughts on the Jack Eichel trade?
I gotta agree with you. I think it's pretty even for both teams. I think Buffalo got a solid return piece in Alex Tuch, Peyton Krebs, and a first. There was something else to that, was there? Or was that it?
There was a second-round pick, but they also sent over a third, so they just moved up around in 2023 or 2024, depending on how the conditions work out. But
yeah, because Vegas got Eichel a third. So I mean, it's not bad for Buffalo. Like it's pretty good. Buffalo's obviously in a rebuilding phase, and to be able to move that big of a star for a decent returning piece. I mean, who knows how Peyton Krebs is going to turn out?
Yeah.
He's had you can't really say he's had a rough start to his career because he hasn't really had the opportunity to start it. Yeah. But you're looking at a solid centerman in Peyton Krebs.
It's just, Eichel is just, he's a good player, and Eichel's going to come back and be that same guy. I feel bad for Peyton Krebs because he's going to Buffalo to sink.
Yeah. True. It is unfortunate.
I feel bad for anybody that's going to Buffalo, but
I feel
Alex Tuch is not a bad piece to add in there as well. This guy's a solid top 6 goal scorer. He's great on the power play. Vegas utilized him extremely well. You saw the best of Alex Tuch in Vegas. As long as Buffalo can bring that out in Alex Tuch, I think that's a pretty solid return.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if by the deadline they're looking to trade Tuch to a different team to recuperate more draft picks for this year.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Think about it. The guy is 24 now, 25. He's
25, 5 years left on his contract.
Yeah, so he's
It is worth mentioning. Alex Tuch is currently injured.
Fair enough. Yeah,
So we
no.
don't know if he'll be ready or not. But
25 years of age, so his contract's 5 years left. He's probably turning 26 this year. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Buffalo give him to someone for like a first at the deadline.
yeah, it's an interesting idea.
I mean, you get another pick. This draft class is supposed to be better than the one that we had last year, so
Yeah.
it'll
This
definitely
draft class is supposed to be very good, so.
yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see. Especially just I mean, Buffalo doesn't have a scouting department, so maybe they won't trade for draft picks. Knowing them, they'll probably try to take a risk on someone else. But I think that they're going to try to move Tuck to get a younger piece, whether that's a player or a draft pick. I am not sure.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you think about this trade, knowing the first and second are there, depending on who they draft, this trade could look a lot better down the line.
Yeah.
So,
And you're looking at solid returning price if you are able to trade Alex Tuck.
Oh, absolutely.
Alex Tuck, when he was in the top 6 for Vegas in the 2018-2019 season, the season after Vegas's first season.
Yep.
He put up 52 points, 20 goals, and 32 assists playing top 6 minutes.
20 goals for.
20 right. The next season, he played 42 games, was bounced between the third and second line, only put up 17 points. But last season, he put up 33 points in 55 games.
it's pretty good.
You got a really consistent scorer here, and this guy can be an offensive force for a team that really needs a strong depth player that can produce.
You know who needs a strong depth player who can produce?
Oh.
The Montreal Canadians.
All right, are we going to talk about Montreal real quick? Can we talk about them?
Yeah, we can. Ethan, do you have anything else to say on Eichel, or are we just spinning wheels now?
I mean, yeah, spin.
Right.
You hit it right on the head.
Fair enough.
All right, let's move on then. Montreal Canadiens. You say we need a winger. Winger's not a problem. We have plenty of wingers. The problem is we need a center.
Ryan, what are those wingers doing for you right now?
Nothing. Moving away from the Habs, there's not much to talk about right now. It's the same situation we were in last week. Everything's still on fire.
Punting on the year. Yeah. I got Ryan in trouble last night because I went to his house and I told his parents that he said that he was punting on the year, and they're like, "Are you crazy?" You know.
I will give it 2 weeks after Carey Price comes back and see how it goes. Speaking of Carey Price, Carey Price today rejoined the team. Technically, it was yesterday, but today he was in with the trainers. He was being evaluated, seeing how he was. He did just put out a statement shortly before we started the podcast, about half an hour ago, and I'll read it right now for you guys. Over the last few years, I've let myself get to a very dark place, and I didn't have the tools to cope with that struggle. Last month, I made the decision to enter a residential treatment facility for substance use. Things I had reached a point that I realized I needed to prioritize my health for both myself and my family. Asking for help when you need is what we encourage our kids to do, and it is what I needed to do. I'm working through years of neglecting my own mental health, which will take some time to repair. All I can do is take it day by day. With that comes some uncertainty with when I will return to play. I appreciate all the overwhelming support and well wishes. I believe that the media and our hockey community continue to respect our privacy at this time. Your support and respect of this so far has been a critical piece of my recovery.
So we still don't know when he is returning to play.
Yeah, we still do not know when he will return to play. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, take all the time he needs.
Yep. I'm sure I speak for all of us. I'm sure I speak for all of us at Off the Boards when I say, take all the time you need. You're one hell of a player. I would have never thought that you'd be in this situation, that something like that could happen, but it just goes to show you that you never know. Could be anybody. And if you need help, ask for it. Seek help. Get better and come back. Because he is one hell of a player, one of the greatest of all time, and it sucks that he is dealing with this, but he'll be back.
I also want to applaud Carey for what he's done here. He mentions that he entered a facility for substance use. We don't know what substance. I'm not here to speculate.
Don't
either.
We shouldn't speculate on it.
Yeah. But it is. I'm glad to see him show the courage to be very upfront about what it is. Mm-hmm. Remove the stigma about it. and it's incredibly important that that happens.
Yep.
So I wish Carey all the best, and come back when you're ready. We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, you guys could really use them.
Yeah, could use them, but it's fine. Take your time. You've done more than enough over the years.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of mental health, I do want to bring up something that happened in the AHL. That's right, we're talking about more than the AHL.
We do. It's just nothing ever happens in the other leagues except for this week. Yeah.
Over the weekend, the Laval Rocket played the Utica Comets. The currently playing for the Laval Rocket is Cole Caulfield, who we sent down November 1st, I believe it was. So last week we sent him down, get some time in the AHL, try to build up confidence. Utica Comets Twitter tweets out, "Yo, at Cole Caulfield, are you here? Everyone keeps saying you're here, but we haven't noticed. Did you not play the first period?" And some people did not like that very much, myself included. That's Cole Caulfield's father, Paul, called it out, saying that they bullied his son over the weekend. Darren Dreger also tweeted out the AHL saw those tweets targeting Caulfield and made it clear to the comments tweets like that are not appropriate. Especially having guys like Drouin, Carey Price come out and talk about mental health issues and say what trouble's been for teams to come out and target a player directly.
I don't really want to speculate on it, but I just want to say whoever runs the Utica Comets Twitter account probably wasn't their intent was to cyberbully Caulfield. I think it was just trying to poke at him. I do see how it came across that way, and I do see why people are mad. But I don't want to sit here and think that someone would intentionally go out and cyberbully someone like that. So I kind of want to give the comments the benefit of the doubt. If they do it again, then I will say that they're just harassing people to harass people. But
yeah, I think a little bit of friendly shit giving is okay when it's between teams. To go out and directly go after a player, though, it doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, no, it's not a good look to when you're on Twitter and you're organization and you literally at one guy. That's not really a good look.
It is worth noting, 38 seconds into the third period, Caulfield did get an assist, so there he is. Wow. Fortunately, Utica did win 4-2 over the Rocket that night, but
damn, we'll Ethan, your AHL team's incredible.
Yeah,
not mine anymore.
What the comments are? Oh wait, yeah, no,
that's New Jersey's.
Yeah,
figures Jersey.
They moved Vancouver's AHL teams. I think it's in Canada now, somewhere, isn't it?
We are the Abbotsford Canucks.
Yeah, the Abbotsford. Yeah, I forgot we put a team back in Abbotsford now. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Don't you ever diss the Canucks like that again?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm used to the Comet being the AHL team. That is on me.
Vancouver would do such a horrible thing. That's what we had Todd Bertuzzi for.
The city of Vancouver doing something terrible after a loss? Never.
No, that couldn't be us.
Never. Rioting after you lose and then being suffered for 10 years of mediocrity? Never.
The Vancouver Canucks on the ice are the cleanest players. Just ask Todd Bertuzzi.
Yep.
He knows what it's like to be a nice guy and not bring great shame to a fantastic fan base that kills their city when we lose.
So, Ethan, have you been watching the games lately, or?
I have been, actually.
You see that Besser goal the other night? Where he completely undresses Saros?
Yes, I did.
Bro, I saw that today when we were getting lunch, and I was like, this is disgusting. I didn't have time to grab the clip today. I'm assuming most people have seen it, but if you haven't, do yourself a favor and look up Besser scoring that goal in the Panthers, or the Predators, man. He just, absolutely just outweights him. UC Saros is a good goalie. He is a good goalie, and I didn't know Besser could do that. I was like, he does that? I'm like, what? Okay.
Hey,
And that
You
wasn't
know who's a
even
better goalie?
who.
Thatcher Demko. Did you see
Yeah.
that save against the New York Rangers?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's not even the best goal you guys have
God.
scored this week, though. There was another guy on your team that did the same thing to a goalie, but on the other side. I didn't catch who it was, but I was like, bro, that's actually nuts. Like, Vancouver looked like they were having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's. I hope that's not. I mean, obviously, I want the Canucks to have fun, but I mean, we're below 500 right now. I think we can have more fun if we're not below 500.
The thing
Be nice to see.
The thing that I'll say about the West is the West is boiling down how we predicted it would. There are 2 or 3 top-heavy teams that are going to kill this division, and then it's going to be tight in the middle of it most of the time. There's going to be like 2 or 3 teams that are just terrible, but everyone else is going to compete. Because, as Ethan said, they're under 500, but they're 5-6. And the teams that are above them are all 6-6, 6-5, 6-4. Like, it's so tight that you can climb back into this and be in a wild card position at the end of the year. It's just going to be how the tables turn. Can you guys score? Well, you guys are scoring more goals now because your goal difference is 0, which is amazing. Because most of the teams, even the winning teams in the West, all have negative goal differentials right now. So, I think the Canucks will be fine. I think they'll be able to turn it around. There's one thing I kind of want to talk about the West, and I don't know if Ethan wants to talk about it or not, but how about them Flames, man? I thought they were supposed to be really bad. Like, what is going on in Calgary? Because I thought it was luck too, but luck doesn't win you hockey games like this.
I'll tell you, it's not luck. It's a man by the name of Jacob Markstrom.
Apparently, so right now the Flames have played 11 games, are 7-1-3, have a positive goals differential of 18, and in their last 10 they're undefeated. They've lost undefeated in regulation. Sorry, they've lost 3 games in overtime or the shootout. This team, man, like I said, I thought this team was done. I was part on team blow it up, just get rid of everybody, but Elias Pettersson, Johnny Gaudreau, Matthew Tkachuk, Mangiapane, Shillington, like all these guys are just proving me wrong. And on top of that, Jacob Markstrom has 1 regulation loss, and his goals against is 165 with a save percentage of .942.
Yeah, he has 3 shutouts in his last 5 games. 3 shutouts last 5.
He has 4 shutouts on the year in 9 games.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is actually insane.
Like, head out.
I mean, I suppose. It's not like they have any old Canuck players on this team. Oh, wait, they do. Hi, Christopher Tanev. Don't worry, Ethan. He's -1, coincidentally, and you're going to hate this. There's only 3 guys on this, or 4 guys on this team that are minus players. One of them surprisingly being Sean Monahan, who has 5 points in 11 games. It is -5, but has 5 power play points. So really? he is not scoring at all unless it's on the power play, which is weird. I don't know what the heck's going on with him. Which is funny because I personally thought that if they were going to trade someone, it was going to be Tkachuk, but now, man, I don't think they're going to get rid of this guy. You know, he's kind of playing really great right now. Hannafin's +9 with only 3 points, but I don't think that's Hannafin's game. It's not really scoring points. It's more being just good at defense, I'm pretty sure. But they are getting points contributed from everywhere on this team. Like I said, there's not very many minus players on this team. They're playing really well. Their power play looks really good, actually. Power play point breakdown. Elias Lindholm has taken a giant step forward this year. He's +12 with 14 points, 7 goals, 7 assists. You know, these guys who, personally, I did not think would be able to step up are stepping up on this team. And honestly, I'm for it. I like it when the Canadian teams are good. I know that Ethan's not for it because he wishes his Canadian team was good, but I gotta be honest. Right now, it's Oilers and Flames 1-2 in that division. And if the Canucks get into this playoffs, that's gonna be great. That hockey is gonna be great. We're gonna see Oilers, Flames, and Canucks potentially. The breakdown, like let's say the Canucks get 3rd, they're playing the Flames in round 1. I would love to see that. I love it when the Canadian teams get to play each other in the playoffs.
Oh my god, don't even get me started. If the Canucks were to play the Flames in the first round of the playoffs, I just hope it's not a repeat of 2015. And it'll bring us back to 1994 when Pavel Bure just shit on the dreams.
I mean,
Or
fair
just go
enough.
if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
do you want me to do my weekly Leaf rant, or do you want to do something else?
Before we jump into that, mind if I hit some news up real quick?
Sure thing, dog.
We
Rip
do
it
have a
up.
bit of breaking news.
Really?
The Anaheim Ducks have placed Executive Vice President and General Manager Bob Murray on administrative leave pending an investigation related to professional conduct.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Yeah, they've become aware of accusations of improper professional conduct against Bob Murray. They're enlisting Shepard Mullen to perform an independent investigation. And upon recommendation from their initial findings, they decided to place Bob Murray on administrative leave pending final results.
I'm glad that the NHL is doing stuff like this and taking it seriously now, and the teams are using independent investigators that do not work for the team or the league.
Yep. I'm glad to see independent investigations coming out. I'm glad to see it come from an internal source. I'm glad to see the Ducks take care of this in-house. Mm-hmm. In the interim, Vice President of Hockey Operations and Assistant GM Jeff Sullivan will take the role of interim GM. So
interesting.
That's all. That is all we know. There'll be no comment until the investigation is complete.
Yep.
So just want to bring that up.
Yeah, that's all. That's all we're gonna talk about it until we get an actual concluded investigation. So.
Yeah. There is one other piece of quick news. This is from the Kyle Beach Chicago Blackhawks investigation. We heard from the mother of John Doe 2, the former high school player sexually assaulted by Aldrich in 2013. So heard from his mother, or their mother, I guess, should be the better way of putting it. The attorney representing John Doe 2 asked the league, Gary Bettman's office, on Friday if the league will provide therapy for John Doe 2 and his family. That is confirmed is by Rick Westhead. Rick Westhead then updated, saying that the NHL lawyer has informed John Doe 2 that the league will not cover costs of counseling and therapy and leave that to the Blackhawks to manage.
Is the NHL going to make the Blackhawks pay it, though? Or is it literally just going to be on whoever owns the Blackhawks or their financial situation? Their CFO is going to be able to decide that. Because I'd really like to see the NHL step in here.
It doesn't look like they're forcing the Blackhawks to do anything. It seems more of a shifting the blame kind of thing, which is unfortunate. I would like to see somebody take care of this.
Yeah, I really wish the NHL would step in here and look. Like, is it going to cost you some money? Yes. But I will be honest with you, it's better PR for the NHL to pay this for them, or it's even better if they force the Blackhawks to pay for it, which I believe should happen. Either that, like, don't make this poor kid and this family have to take Eldridge to court to sue him for this. Like, come on. Yeah. If all it's going to take is that happening, then just, like, all the pieces are there. You know what I mean?
Probably what's going through Bettman's mind is, lawyer idea of doesn't want to assume the blame here, especially where this is something that happened outside the NHL. This happened at high school. It happened
outside the NHL, but the problem is the Blackhawks knew what happened on the team, didn't do anything about it, and let this guy go and work for a gosh darn high school, and then that happened. And it's like...
which is why I think the NHL's kind of pushing the blame here to Blackhawks to say, hey, Blackhawks should be dealing with this, which in fairness, they should be, and I don't think anybody should be forcing them to. I think they should be stepping up and doing this now.
And that's what my fear is, that they're going to say no, and then this is going to turn into a giant fiasco. The Blackhawks just do it. You should own up to your mistake here and do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And to say like, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not. Don't make this situation any worse than it already is. Please. Just do it. That's all. Like, it's not about saving face for you guys. It's just do it because it is the right thing to do in this situation.
Yeah. All right. Let's move away from that. Josh, you want to go on your Leaf rant?
All right. So, it's Pretty good week to be a Leafs fan. It was a pretty good week to be a Leafs fan. Look, last Tuesday, when we were recording, I said, look, the Leafs are playing Vegas tonight. We need to win this game. I said, if Marner scores, everything is fine. I said, if Matthews scores, even better. Now, here is the juicy, juicy news. Mitch Marner not only scored a goal, he had 3 points, and Matthews not only scored 1, he scored 2. So, the Leafs ended up winning that game 4-0. Now, the Leafs had kind of a gauntlet going because not only did they have to play Vegas, but they were going to have to play Boston and Tampa. And oh, by golly, do I have good news for the boys. Not only did the Leafs come away with 2 points, they then go to Tampa, and they beat Tampa in overtime, you know? And guess what? Guess what, little boys and girls? Mitch Marner had 2 points. So I'm not keeping track here, but you know that is 2 games, 5 points. Just saying. Matthews had 2 points as well. All right, so you know the Leafs win that game in overtime. It was a really good game. Love it to be a Leafs fan when things go well for me. So then the Leafs end up playing the Bruins. Now the Bruins. Oh god, I lost the score of the game. I'm slacking. We got it. No, I clicked on the wrong game. It was 5-2 final for the Leafs. It was honestly, the Leafs just kind of skated circles around Boston, which was great. But, once again, not only did Mitch Marner score a goal, he had 4 points. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're counting like I am, but that, to me, is 3 games. Mitch Marner had 3 goals and 9 points in 3 games. Wow. Okay. So the Leafs end up winning that game. Now, so not only did the Leafs come away with 2 points, they didn't come away with 4 points. They got all 6. And all 3 of those last 3 teams are hard teams to beat. Last night, you lose to the teams you should beat, and you beat the teams you beat the teams that you should lose to, and you lose to the teams that you should beat. We lost to the Kings last night 5-1, and it did not even look close. But
Marner got a point though.
That's what I was about to say. Mitch Marner had a point, meaning now if we add that to our totals, 4 games, 10 points. This fucking guy is back and he is better than ever. I don't care what anyone says. The monkey is off of his back. It's over. Mitch Marner is a good hockey player, and now he is figuring it out. And not only has Mitch Marner been figuring it out, the entire Leafs roster has started to figure it out. Because all of a sudden, these Leafs are putting up points. Tavares is scoring. Matthews is scoring. Nylander's continuing to score. The funny thing is, Mitch Marner, before these last 4 games, he had 3 points in 9 games. He now has 13 points in 13 games. He is a point-a-game player because of the last 4 games. Tavares is also a point-a-game player. Nylander is 11 and 13. Matthews has 8 and 10 with 5 goals. And if you look at the Leafs plus-minus stats, they're getting better. They're not great.
I'm glad you bring up plus-minus, Josh.
Why?
Because he's been doing well. You care a lot about plus-minus stats.
I do like plus-minus.
Mitch Marner against the LA Kings had 1 point in the 5-1 loss, -4. He was on the ice for all 5 Kings goals.
Look, the Leafs aren't the best team in the league by any means right now, actively. But considering how many players were minuses before, or like 2 weeks ago, and now it's kind of balancing itself out, I will say this. Mitch Marner currently on the Leafs roster is a 0. So he was +4 before last night. It is what it is. You're gonna have games where you give up a lot of points, and I'm not gonna blame Jack. I'm not gonna blame anyone. Jack had a decent game last night. He faced a lot of shots. Jack is still 6-3-1 on the season with a shutout posted. A goals against of 929 a goals against of 209 and a save percentage of 929. So I do like what the Leafs have been doing. The only thing that frightens me a little bit about the Leafs is just it seems to be inconsistent, but I think that they have it now. We'll see tomorrow when they go and play Philadelphia. I think that once again is going to be a pretty good test for them because Philadelphia is 6-2-2 right now coming into it. The Leafs' next few games are going to be pretty good test gauntlets again. They're running a couple harder games here. They get Flyers, Flames, and then we get to beat up on the Sabres on the weekend, but knowing the Leafs, they'll probably lose this game. So I'll say this, because there's 3 games before we record next week's episode. I don't need the Leafs to come away with with 6 points. I need the Leafs to come away with 4 points. I need 2 wins. I'll take a loss. I just don't want to. I don't want to lose 2 of these games because these games are starting to get a little bit important, and they're good proving testing games for these guys who said they've snapped. They're over feeling sorry for themselves, so they got to go out there and do it consistently. The one thing I will say is the Leafs are now in second place in the Atlantic Division. The Lightning are behind them, but they do have 2 games in hand on the Leafs. So, I'm excited about what these Leafs are becoming and how the end of the year should be looking. It's just going to come down to what is it ultimately going to look like for them. And I see this going into the playoffs. I want to say it's going to be a deep run, but every time I say that, they end up crushing my dreams in round 1. But I'm going to say it. I'm gearing up for a deep playoff run, and we're only in November. It's going to be a long year.
All right.
Don't do this to yourself, Josh.
What?
I said, don't do this to yourself, man.
Hey, man, it's better than punting on my year already. I gotta have confidence in my team at least. Ryan's just like, you know what? I'm punting on the year. F this team, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, dude, come on.
I said 2 weeks after Carey Price comes back. We'll see.
That's not what you said last week. I'm just saying.
Shane Wright.
Shane Wright. Tank for right.
Let's go. All right, moving on from the Leafs. Do you guys want to talk about Alex Ovechkin really quickly?
Yeah, we can talk about Ovi. Love this guy.
My fantasy team first of all, Josh.
Me too.
My fantasy team appreciates Ovechkin, Tavares, and Jack Campbell. That was huge.
Woo!
But yes,
I like it. I wish I had Tavares and Campbell. I only have Ovi, but honestly, Ovi's been putting in hard work this year.
Yep,
and I'm all for it.
Last night, Alex Ovechkin got his 600th career assist, became the 9th active player to reach 600 assists. He also tied, I believe it was Brett Hull for the all-time goals, fourth all-time in goal scoring now. This year, so far, 17th year in the league. He's 36 years old. He's first in goals with 11 goals.
Yep.
First in 5v5 points with 12. First in shot attempts at 104. First in shots on goal with 60. He
104.
Yeah.
Well, he's only, to be fair, his shots on goal, he's only taken 60. His scoring attempts might be 104, but he's taken 60 shots and potted 11 goals.
I want to mention for a 36-year-old player, he's on pace to obliterate any record for a 36-year-old player.
But
he's currently for 75 goals, 68 assists, and 143 points.
We know that this is the beginning of the year and that Ovechkin is not going to continue this pace probably throughout the entire year. We can hope for it. I will. My guess is he'll break 50. I don't think he's going to come anywhere near 60 or 70. I hope he does because it'll be an amazing story. But
even breaking 50 goals though, that would break the all-time record for a 36-year-old player.
Oh.
More than 60. The record for assists, 67. Record for points at 94. So even with a substantial slowing, he would still destroy these records.
But you want to talk about a guy who's rewriting record books right now?
Yeah.
Connor McDavid.
Oh baby, Connor McDavid.
A walking highlight reel. This guy not only goes out and scores every night, he makes a highlight play every time he is on the ice. You can't take your eyes off of him, man.
He scored one of the greatest goals I've ever seen against the New York Rangers.
Yeah, that was nuts.
The clip, unfortunately, I'm sure you've seen it.
If you're watching this, you've definitely seen it. If not, I implore you to go look it up because it is amazing.
Walked through 4 guys on the New York 4 Rangers, and then dekes out the goalie after.
Yep.
That's absurd. We saw the look on his face after he scored it. He was surprised as anybody. But, my God.
I mean, the guy has 22 points in 10 games.
And the crazy thing is, that's not even first on his team.
No.
Leon Draisaitl has 23 in 10 games.
Now, I want to talk about Draisaitl because I have opinions on this guy.
Yeah.
Draisaitl is an amazing talent and a great player. Don't fool yourself. Connor McDavid is better than Draisaitl by a lot. Connor McDavid is miles better than anyone in the league. The reason that Draisaitl has 23 points is because Connor McDavid is playing with him, and Connor McDavid makes everyone better. So if you take a guy, which I believe Draisaitl is on the level of Matthews or Eichel, and you take a guy like that, and you put him beside Connor McDavid, oh by God, he's going to look way better than he does if he was playing like... If this was Draisaitl's team, don't get me wrong, Draisaitl would probably still score like 100 points and have like 40 goals, whatever. He would not be on the pace that he is on right now.
No.
But man, it makes for great hockey. It
he
does.
is the Mark Messier to McDavid's Gretzky.
Yes.
It is phenomenal to watch. These two as a pair are amazing, and McDavid alone is absurd. And I'm so excited to watch.
It's so sad. Connor McDavid is never going to break Gretzky's records. Never. No one can. There's no way.
There's no way.
You'd have to go on such an insane pace that not even Connor McDavid's season from last year, if it was a full year, would have even come close to the record.
No, it's ridiculous.
But, man, what is Connor McDavid going to come down to, if he stays healthy his entire career, be the second best player of all time? Honestly? Could he get there?
Does he pass Lemieux?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know. That'd be close.
Because he was on Lemieux pace last year, man. He was on Lemieux pace.
Yeah.
Like right now, if you look at it, what would that be? He's got 22 points. There's still 80 games left, so every 10 games he's scoring 20 points. He's on pace. He's on a stupid pace.
180 point pace.
Yeah. That is a stupid pace, man. Like, he literally is a walking highlight reel. I can't say enough about Connor McDavid, man. He's actually nuts.
180 point pace, yeah.
I got a funny story, actually. So when I was in grade 9, we went to BC. And on my flight, I was just, this young old, I don't know how old I would have been, probably 14 or 15 because it was grade 9. I'm on this plane, and I look in front of me. And old Craig Mctavish is sitting right there. And this was right before they did the lottery draft. And I walked up to him. I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, Mr. Mctavish? He's like, yes. I was like, hi, my name is Josh. I'm a Leafs fan. I have a question for you, though. He goes, okay. I was like, so you're the general manager of the Edmonton Oilers? He's like, that is correct. And I was like, so, I gotta know. If you guys have the one pick, you gotta pick McDavid, right? And he looks at me and he's just like, I would be an idiot not to. I was like, yeah, that's not. I'm like, he's gonna be a good player, right? He's like, have you seen this guy's highlights, man? He's like, I will call it right now. He's like, rookie of the year, Hearts, Cups. He's like, I'm doing it all. I'm like, and then come to find out, like a week later, he lost his job to Peter Chiarelli. But
yeah.
It was one of the funniest interactions I've ever had in my entire life, because he just looks at me and he just like, his eyes light up and he's like, I'd be an idiot not to. I'm like, yeah, you would be.
How you never told me that story before? It's the first time I've heard of it.
It never came up.
How has this never come up?
I don't know. It's never come up. Craig McTavish, though, it was funny because now that I think of it, I wasn't the one that recognized him. My teacher was walking up to me and he goes, "Josh, you're a hockey fan, right?" I go, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you not notice who that is?" And I look and I go, "Holy shit, is that Craig McTavish?" And he's like, "I think so." I was like, "I'm gonna go say hi."
Yes, I could not pick Craig McTavish out of a crowd.
No, I could. I can pick a lot of people out of a crowd. I know I have a lot of useless information in my head.
I could pick maybe 3 NHL GMs out of a crowd.
It's gotta be, like, here's the thing, Ryan. The other reason I never told you that story is I gotta save the stories for the podcast.
You're right.
Gotta keep it.
Gosh, I've known you since then.
You did know me since then, but like I said, it never came up in time, honestly.
All right.
It was a great story, though. He was like a kid on Christmas, man. He looked like he was ready to just open the box and be like, "Oh man, that pick is ours. Like, we're getting." And then like I found out that they were taking the #1 pick, and in my head I'm like, "Well, Craig's gonna be happy." like nice. But I don't know. It was a good time. He's a great fucking player, man. He's a great player. Like that's all you can say about him. He's on a crazy pace. If you look at this guy's career so far, in 417 games, he's put up 596 points. Oh, I know why he's trying to keep his plus minus low, boys. Guess what his plus minus is?
What?
69. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. So yeah, that's why it's only +5. He's trying to let the other team score. He's like, I gotta keep this. Imagine he finishes his career with that number. I would be so happy.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Oh,
All
man.
right. Moving on for McDavid and Draisaitl, unfortunately. What do we have left to talk about? Brady Tkachuk named captain of the Ottawa Senators. 10th captain in the
I called it.
It had been called on the
it.
show. Someone said it, yeah.
I called it, man.
Yep, great pick. Great pick to be captain. I'm very confident in his ability to lead this team, so
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
see what happens now.
any other topics?
What's up?
Let's get a time check. What are we at, Josh?
50 minutes, and I have trivia questions. Josh's trivia corner.
All right. I want to talk about Seattle, but we can talk about that next week.
I mean, how much time do you want to talk? Like, do you want to take up more time to talk about him, or do you want to just wait?
Let's talk about it while the stats are still hot.
Okay.
The built from the back out, Seattle. Seattle took a lot of great defenders, have like 3 solid goaltenders. Currently 28th in goals against per game and 32nd in save percentage.
Wow.
What do we think about now a month into the season? What do we think about Seattle and how they did? They're currently last in their division. Their draft picks, they have an extra 4th this year and an extra 2nd and an extra 4th next year. That's it. That's it for extra draft picks. They don't have really a ton of guys that they could flip.
So, you want my opinion on the situation?
Yeah.
The Kraken, as much as a lot of people give them shit for their draft picks, I gotta be honest, this forward group is pretty good. Like, as much as they may have let in the most goals or be in the bottom of the goals against, but this team has 34 goals, which in the Western Conference is actually pretty average. So they're scoring goals, they just can't keep it out of the net. If the Kraken were able to stop pucks more, they'd be fine. So I don't think that the problem is goal scoring on this team, because they have guys like Jaden Schwartz, Jordan Everly, Yanni Gord, Tanev.
The problem is, after drafting all of those defensemen and all those goaltenders, how is your defense this bad?
To be honest, I have not watched any of the Kraken games, so I don't know exactly what's going on with their defense. My assumption is that it's probably along the lines of they're looking for leadership, maybe, or it's just they haven't figured it out yet. They haven't been able to flip the switch, because the goaltending core of Chris Driedger and the Philip Grubauer, they should be fine, but it's so far, like Ryan said, it's not working out for them, and I said the Kraken would be good. The thing is, they scored 4 goals against the Coyotes on Saturday night, and they still lost 5-4 in regulation. So I don't know if it's Grubauer. I don't know if it's the defense. I don't know if Grubauer's just getting hung out to dry. I'm going to look at Grubauer's stats real quick because I think he's a good goalie.
Another interesting point.
Wow.
Seattle 30th in power play.
Okay.
The Coyotes and the Devils are worse, actually.
So Grubauer's stats so far: he started 10 games. He's 4-5-1. He's got a goals against of 297 and a save percentage of 886. His goals against is not what worries me. It's the amount of shots that they're taking on him that are going in. His save percentage is way too low. If he was closer to 9, I'd be like, okay, it's probably not Grubauer's fault. But honestly, Ryan, it doesn't seem like the defense is the issue to me. It seems like Grubauer is just letting in too many goals on not a lot of shots.
So is this where we finally see Grubauer maybe was being protected by the Colorado team, and maybe he was not quite the goaltender we might have thought? Is that a possibility?
There is a possibility, but I will make the argument that we've seen this happen with goalies before. Sergei Bobrovsky is on an insane pace right now after playing like a bum for 2 years. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Goalies are so hard to predict, man, and they're so weird. I would not be surprised if we saw them go, okay, we're going to run with Driedger for a couple of games and see where that gets us. Because if it's not working, it's not working. But
Yeah.
like I don't know, man. Like I just real quick. Sergei Bobrovsky right now would be a Vezina candidate. Again. What is this guy's career? I don't understand.
He's a weird guy. He's the top cop in the force, but he's just a weird guy.
But why? Like, why?
I don't know. And I think he is a Vezina candidate this year. I think he could.
But that's what he does. Like, he'll go like 2 years being like trash, and then he'll come back and he'll post a season like this, and it's like, why can't you do this all the time? Because the team is the same, but you can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand. I've never understood Sergei Bobrovsky. I've never understood the guy. I like him. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I love the guy. I love the guy.
Yeah.
I love Bob.
Those Blue Jackets know how to pick the goalies. So do the Flyers.
Also true.
But yeah, no, that's what I had to say about Seattle. Just wanted to bring it up. But yeah, that's all I had. So unless you guys have anything more about Seattle.
No, I don't have anything else about Seattle. You want to go?
Okay.
Is it Josh's trivia corner already?
We can mention that there's no more undefeated teams, but I don't really have anything to say about it. It's just there's no undefeated teams.
There's also a giant, a lot of players in COVID protocol right now. So
yeah, there are.
Just
I don't have a list in front of me, unfortunately, but
yeah, we'll talk about it more next week. I don't know what specifically is going on, but there's a lot of
there's a global pandemic going on, Josh. That's what's going on.
Well, yeah, but it didn't affect the. It just didn't. It's not. I thought that it would be better than this. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, so guys like Crosby are out. I think there's O'Reilly is out. Victor Mete was placed on waivers today, or not on waivers, COVID protocol today, along with a few other Senators in the past few days. So yeah, it's unfortunate to see, but just gotta get through it. I think most players, I think I saw all these players aren't vaccinated, so
yeah,
it's just a matter of getting through it.
So do you want Josh's trivia corner? Are you guys ready?
I think so.
Ready
now, so.
All right, I got a couple doozies for you today.
All right.
This first one, probably the easier one of the two.
All right,
gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna need both teams and the answer. Okay.
I'm gonna get a text document ready.
The first part of the question is what teams played in the Stanley Cup Final in 2018. The second part of the question is how many games did that series last?
Oh yeah.
Okay. The teams that played in 2018.
Yeah. Don't shout it out yet.
I've got my answer written down.
Jeez. Right. Yeah, I've got my answer.
Do you guys know how many games it was too?
Yep.
All right. Ryan, go ahead.
All right. 2018 was Washington versus Vegas. It was 5 games.
Okay. Ethan?
2018 was Washington versus Vegas, and it was 5 games.
Okay, you guys are correct. I had a feeling you guys would get that one because that's the easier question out of the two.
Yep. I believe Vegas won game 1 and Washington won the next 4.
Yep. Gentleman's sweep. You know all about that. So, guys, I doubt you guys are going to get this question. But I'm going to ask.
All right.
So, in 1973, the first NHL team introduced what is now known as the goal horn. Which team was it that did that? Who was the first team to implement the goal horn?
Oh, shit.
I'm testing all kinds of hockey knowledge.
73.
1973.
What teams were in the league back then?
Do you want me to give you? I will give you guys the 4 answers. This is a multiple choice question. Your options are the New York Rangers, the Boston Bruins, the Pittsburgh Penguins, or the Chicago Blackhawks.
I think I have my answer.
Who are the teams, sorry?
The New York Rangers, the Boston Bruins, the Pittsburgh Penguins, or the Chicago Blackhawks.
Ugh. Okay. I don't know, so I'm gonna have to just take a shot in the dark.
All right, Ethan.
I got my answer down.
Ethan, what's your shot in the dark?
The Rangers.
Ryan?
I'm gonna say the Pittsburgh Penguins.
You're both wrong. Point for the trivia man. It was the Chicago Blackhawks.
Fucking pedophiles.
Whoa! Whoa! A little bit. You're not right yet.
I'll be honest. They weren't done. I take back. I'm sorry.
Do you want another one? Because I technically have 3.
Like, I'll take a third one. I just want to say I'm surprised it was the Montreal 16. I didn't think it would be.
I am as well. So, you guys both know what the Miracle on Ice is, right?
Yeah.
What year did that happen?
I have an answer.
Ethan?
I want to say it was sometime in the 70s.
You want to?
Hold on, let me do a quick check.
Ryan's doing math with years. Ryan might solely get this off of just like counting back to the Olympics.
Fuck.
98, 94, 89, 88, 84. No, okay. It could be this, I think.
All right.
Oh god.
Yeah, you guys can both got a year here. I'll help you out. I'll give you another multiple choice answer or multiple choices for this. Your options are 1994, 1980, 1992, or 1982.
Okay, it's definitely not one of the answers I came up with.
I'm glad you said that because I would have been off.
I was gonna say 74. It's not that. Remind me of the choices again, Josh.
1994, 1980, 1992, or 1982.
Okay, can I say mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have my answer as well.
Okay, I'm gonna say 82.
I'm also gonna say 82.
And that's another point for your trivia master. The year was a 1980.
Fuck! I was gonna say 80. Why do I do this to myself?
Stop the math! Oh no!
Ryan is an engineering student.
Wait. Hold on.
Unless the trivia question was wrong, but I don't think it was wrong. I think it was right.
It was 1980.
Yeah, it was 1980. The Winter Olympics.
Josh, 1980 was the Summer Olympics.
No, it wasn't.
Josh?
Miracle on Ice was an ice hockey game during the 1980 Winter Olympics in Lake Placide, New York.
There was a 1980 Summer Olympics and a 1980 Winter Olympics. What? What the fuck? When did that change?
I don't know.
What the fuck? When did that change?
Ryan is so butthurt over this question.
I am a little bit. What?
All right. Well, that's all the trivia masters got for today. I think that's all the news we have covered today. So, do you guys want me to just wrap here? Or...
Yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna keep looking at this Olympic thing. What the fuck? 4 years, damn it.
Ryan's so mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just fuck. Fair enough, but damn, all that math for nothing.
Pretty much. That sounds about right to me. You know what? I'm gonna play us out today with some. Oh, maybe not. What the? That's what I meant to do. I'm gonna play us out with some Brass Bonanza. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching again this week. I am of course Josh, that is Ethan there, that is Ryan. Together collectively we are all off the boards, guys. If you guys are watching this, tell all your friends about us, please. We love this engagement. Tell us, comment, suggestions, complaints, whatever. We'll deal with all of it, the positive, the negative. If you guys are watching us on Spotify, thank you for listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for watching. Consider giving us a like and subscribing to our channel. On Twitter, we are OTBS Hockey Pod, and like I said, I've been Josh, that has been Ethan, and that has been Ryan, and together we have been Off the Boards. Have a good week, guys.